Whoa, is it getting fun? Let's talk about Bad Monkey Season 1, Episode 9. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about Bad Monkey Season 1, Episode 9. You really don't want to kill this scrumptious little puppy, which releases on Apple TV Plus on October 2nd, 2024. It is the ninth episode in this season. There are 10 episodes. There is one after this. So you would expect Episode 9 to set up a really, really interesting finale. And it does. My hot take is that definitely you should watch it. There is just a lot of drama, a lot of danger, some really great music, and an ending that I both loved and hated. But overall, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought it was really good. I thought it kind of tied together a lot of the points that we've seen, a lot of the plots that we've seen. So I really liked this one, and I'm excited to see where episode 10 goes. So that being said, I'm going to tell you a little more about the episode, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like, and then really quickly go into a recap. So as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the recap section. If you don't know what happens in this episode, I would turn it off when I get to the recap. Before that, though, I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it spoiler free. I'll let you know when I get to those spoilers. So in Bad Monkey Season 1, Episode 9, it continues right after what happened in Bad Monkey Season 1, Episode 8. Remember, we found out that Nick and Eve went to that bar for some conch fritters, and they may have seen that picture of Yancy, Rosa, and the pilot on the wall. We don't know. The camera zoomed to it. We didn't see anyone look at it, but the implication is that they could see it. Well, we don't know if they saw it at the start of episode 9. We see the aftermath of everyone enjoying their night, and it seems like everyone's getting ready for this storm coming. But is the storm coming a physical storm or a proverbial storm of activity on the island? Well, yes to both. So, things I liked about this episode. The first, I love the danger. There is a lot more danger in this episode. As you can imagine, things are bubbling up, things are happening. That leads to a lot of danger, and I was all for it. The second thing I loved, related, the drama. There is a lot more drama, not necessarily all danger. There is some more emotional scenes here. Some characters come to realization. Some characters come to some big impactful moments, and that's what you expect in the build up to a finale. And I thought it was really, really well done. The third thing I love the music. The music has been good throughout this episode, but as you can imagine, with more danger, more drama, really good, impactful music is important, and this one has that. And the last thing I love the ending. I thought the ending itself was really good. The actual specific ending I thought was really good. So, all that being said, things I didn't love as much. The first, it's a little short. These episodes have been getting shorter throughout the season. The first episodes were like 55 minutes long. Then they went to like a 43. This is a 40-minute episode, so I just want more. I don't know what else they could put in because it was a fairly tight, compact episode, but I just want more. We'll see what episode 10 is. We'll see how long that one is, but it feels like we have been getting progressively shorter as this season has progressed. Second thing I didn't love, I guess the Bonnie storyline. There is a very brief Bonnie storyline in here. I mean, I guess I'm glad that we still see her, but it didn't really have much meaning. We'll see that might have some impact in the finale, so we'll see there. But it was a very short kind of like Bonnie update. And the last thing I didn't love, the ending. I know, I said I love the ending. Well, there was one part of the ending I didn't love, so I'll talk about that when I get to the recap. So, all that being said, Bad Monkey has been great so far. I've loved this series. We are now on episode 9. Definitely check it out. And if you haven't seen Bad Monkey yet, hurry up and catch up because episode 10 drops next week, and you are not going to want to miss it, I imagine. I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine you're not going to want to miss it given how the series has progressed. So, I'm going to really quickly go into a recap right now. So, if you don't know what happens in this episode, I would turn it off now because there will be spoilers. So, I'll start with the thing I didn't like, the Bonnie storyline. So Bonnie is in prison. Remember, she went to prison for burning that house in Florida. Now, you would think maybe she'd go to Oklahoma prison, but no, the crime happened in Florida, so she is probably going to be in Florida prison. But while she's there, she makes friends with this guard named Thomas. And while she's there, she also talks to that agent from Oklahoma who came out to arrest her. I guess she stayed. Maybe she's like staying through some of the prosecution. I don't know why she's still there. But she is out there talking to Bonnie, and they're talking about her sentence. Bonnie's like, 8 years seems like a long time. Like I was thinking maybe like 60 days, 90 days. I mean, I don't know. Burning a house seems like a very big incident. So 8 years, maybe that is acceptable. I'm not sure what it should be, but Bonnie seems to think it was too long. So her agent, frenemy, says, that's what you're getting, and there's nothing I can do. So Bonnie doesn't like this, so she decides to leave. She finds that friend Thomas, who is a prison guard who helped her in the yard, and apparently she seduces him very quickly, and they are out. I guess the security at the Key West prisons are not very good because they are out in no time. So that's the Bonnie storyline. She's out, she's free. We'll see if she makes an appearance. I assume she will in the last episode, but we will find out. So going to, I'll just call it the island storyline because a lot of stuff happens on the island. Everything is kind of intertwined now. So we see that Yaya is still there. She is still looking around people. She finds someone who is like sensitive to, I don't know, magic, the spirits, the island, whatever you want to call it. This girl named Lulu, who we've seen before, but she's talking to Yaya about, something about a tree not liking what's going on, and Yaya senses it too, and so she has found someone else to maybe take up the mantle of the Dragon Queen should Gracie decide on, or maybe find a new, dragon princess. I'm not sure, but Yaya has found someone else to like help raise and tutor. Now, Gracie is trying to leave. She ended the last episode by like getting in a taxi, saying bye to Egg, and saying she's going to the airport. Well, unfortunately for her, the storm doesn't allow that. So she gets on a flight, but that flight is canceled, and all the rest of the flights are canceled because there is a storm approaching. So Gracie is now stuck on the island. She can't leave. Yancy and Rosa are walking like on the beach, and they seem happy. They seem, pretty happy. Their plan is going well. They had a lovely night with friends. And then Rosa gets a text from Eve and Nick saying they want to fly to Miami that night before the storm. So Rosa's scared, but Yancey's like, you'll be fine. It'll be great. You'll be okay. While they're getting ready, Yancey tries to give Rosa that gun that Neville got that he used to get away from Egg all that time ago. Yancey tries to give it to Rosa, and she says no, she doesn't want it. So Yancey tried. She doesn't want any sort of weapon. Now, Rosa eventually goes to meet up with Eve and they talk. And Rosa's like, hey, we should get on the plane, right? And Eve's like, it's fine, it's fine. And eventually Eve shows her the picture of her and Yancey. And so it seems like she found the picture, she figured out what was going on, and now she doesn't trust Rosa. So it seems like they're going to hold her hostage to try to figure out where Yancey is and kill him. Now, Yancey is hanging out with Neville at the bar, checking in with Rosa, but he hasn't gotten any update, and he sees Gracie there. They talk a little bit, and eventually Gracie tells him that Rosa is in trouble, and Yancey immediately goes into action. He runs to go help, and we see that Rosa was captured and she's being held by Egg. Now, Yancey doesn't know that Rosa's captured and held by Egg at the next construction site, so he goes to Nick and Eve's place, and there, Nick captures him with a shotgun, and he was going to shoot him, but it was in the bedroom, so he didn't want to mess up the bedroom, so he takes him outside, and as he's taking him outside, Yancey has to come up with a quick plan, and he sees Tilly, and he picks up Tilly and uses Tilly as a shield. So Nick doesn't shoot Tilly. Probably should have. I mean, I'm not he shouldn't have. I like Yancey. I don't want him to die, but he doesn't shoot Tilly, and Neville gets the drop on him. Neville breaks a fishing pole and stabs Nick in the back with that fishing pole. So now Nick has lost an arm, and he's got a fishing pole sticking out of his back. Yancey and Neville escape, and Nick is in a lot of pain. Now, Gracie is still at the bar, and eventually she sees someone at the bar who's drinking, and they talk. And they talk for a little bit, and that person eventually leads Gracie outside to the cemetery. And they end up at Gracie's mother's grave. And when they're there, they're talking a little more, and Gracie's talking about whether her mother is proud of her. And that person says, I am proud of you. And then she disappears. So it turns out that seemed to be her mother's spirit. It was someone that was trying to like encourage Gracie probably to do the right thing, tell Gracie that she's got good in her, even though she's done these bad things. She thought that she had like gone down the rabbit hole, gone to the dark side, whatever you want to call it. But this spirit, her mother's spirit, seems to still be watching over her and seems to say that they're still good in you. You can still do the right thing. So Gracie seems happy. Now Rosa goes and meets Yancey and Neville. She escaped. How did she escape? Well, turns out that Yancey doesn't listen to directions very well. Even though Rosa told him not to give her the gun, he slipped it in her purse. So when Rosa was talking to Egg, she asked if she could get a protein bar. Not realizing that there was a gun in her purse, she opened her purse and saw the gun. She pulled it out, held Egg hostage, accidentally shot Egg in the leg, and then she ran and escaped. So now, Yancey and Rosa need to get out of the island. They are made. The bad guys know who they are, so they need to get going. So they go to the only person they know that can fly, the pilot at the bar. They go up to him. They ask him if he can fly. He's like, for you, of course. Like, they're his friends. But he's like, first I have to talk to my boss. And Yancey shows him the badge, tells him he's not going to talk to his boss. They need to take them. They, basically threaten him with the crimes he's already committed. And he agrees on one condition. And that one condition, it's perfect. He wants another picture because the picture of them was taken down from the wall. So he wants another picture. So they take a picture all together, put it up on the wall, and they get going. Now, meanwhile, Nick is still in a lot of pain. Eve eventually pulls the fishing pole out, but it doesn't look good. He is bleeding a lot. So she has to go find some painkillers and some first aid. The only person that she knows that might be able to help her is Gracie. So she goes to look for Gracie. Now, Yancey and Rosa are heading down to the beach. They're heading down to get out of there. And the pilot's like, we got to go now. But Yancy tells Rosa he's not going. He's got to stay behind, see this through. And Rosa's like, what are you doing? Like, we've done all we can. Like, you've got to get out of here. And eventually she says, if you don't come with me, we're over, which I didn't like. I mean, Rosa likes Yancy because he's always like breaking the rules, because he's like doing the right thing over the smart thing. That is one of the things that I assume that she likes about him, because that was all he was doing when they first met. So the fact that she like drew that line here, I know she was scared for him. I know she was worried for him, but I didn't like that she pulled that out. Like, I don't know. She could have stayed. They could have done something else, but she draws this line. Yancy ends up staying. So it seems like maybe Yancy and Rose are over. I don't think they are. I think that was just an emotional thing to say, but we will find out next episode. Yancy is back on the island. Rosa has escaped the island. So now to Eve and Gracie. Eve eventually finds Gracie, and Gracie is in like full-on Dragon Queen getup. She's got cool face paint on. She is in her Dragon Queen persona, and Eve tells her like, I need your help, and Gracie's like, you'll get none from me. And then eventually Gracie says that Eve will pay, and like the storm is here, and there's a reckoning coming, and she culminates all of this by pulling out a knife and cutting Eve, just a nick on the chin. But it's still a surprise to Eve. Grace, the Dragon Queen, is in her full powerful persona, and then she yells, time to end this. So we don't know what will happen next. We don't know if the Dragon Queen will kill Eve. We don't know what will happen, but that is Bad Monkey Season 1, Episode 9. So what do we think will happen? Well, my guess is that I don't think the Dragon Queen's going to kill Eve. I think that Eve is probably going to run away. Maybe she has a gun. I mean, Eve tends to have random stuff. She had a gun before. She killed people before. Maybe she always has one for protection. Maybe Egg will pop in and save her, and maybe Gracie will have to like kill Egg or stab Egg in this process. I don't know. I don't think that Gracie's going to kill Eve, but we'll find out. Nick is bleeding out. It looked really bad. So I don't think he's going to die from that wound, but he is probably not going to be in good shape. And I imagine that, my guess is that Yancy is going to go back to Nick's place, find him hurt, find him like bleeding out, do some first aid or something, and help Nick. And then maybe, this is all speculation, maybe Eve will come and try to hurt Yancy, and maybe Nick will finally like stand up to her and stop her. I don't know. That's all random speculation. Oh, and what's going to happen to Neville? I assume he'll survive. He seems happy. He's finally found someone that he likes. She seems to like him. He seems to have found a place on the island. So hopefully he survives. Hopefully everyone survives, except for maybe like Eve and potentially Nick. But I guess we'll all find out next episode. Who knows what will happen next? It's been kind of a fun series so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But that is Bad Monkey Season 1, Episode 9. Definitely check it out. It comes to Apple TV Plus on October 2nd, 2024. And if you haven't seen the Bad Monkey so far, catch up. It's really good. It's only going to get better. The finale is next week, so definitely catch up and check out the finale. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.